In this video, we will be seeing software specification requirements document for developing a mobile application for Alzheimer's patient. This project was undertaken by the students of BNM Institute of Technology, Bangalore, as a part of software engineering subject. So let's get started. So what is Alzheimer's and dementia? Dementia is a term that describes a number of syndromes and not a specific disease. Dementia refers to when the brain does not function normally in terms of memory, behavior, and clear thinking for daily activities. It is a disorder characterized by impairment of memory. According to the Dementia India Report 2010 by the Alzheimer's and Related Disorders Society of India, there were around 3.7 million Indians with dementia in 2010, with the number projected to rise to 7.6 million by 2030. Coming to the introduction part of the document, first comes the purpose. The main purpose of the document is to define the requirements for developing an iPhone and Android mobile application for people suffering from Alzheimer's disease and dementia to help them cope up with the rest of the world, an effort to make people suffering from AD and dementia lead life less dependent on others. Next comes the intended audience. This project is a prototype for mobile application for people suffering from AD and dementia taken under the guidance of college professors and is restricted within college premises. This document is aimed at providing the services for this population. It also focuses on the people aged 60 plus in whom signs of memory losses are often seen. Next comes the product scope. This project aims to ease the life cycle of this population in daily chores and maintaining their routine. It's a prototype undertaken as a college product. This project shall be user-friendly application. The product is aimed to use the SQLite database system. Next comes the document conventions. The following conventions are used in the document. Font will be computer modern. Headings will be red in color. Subheadings will be blue in color. Subsections will be black in color. The mentioned all will be bold. Coming to the overall description, first comes the project perspective. SQLite, as mentioned above, uses rational database system contained in a C library. It will be storing the following information. First is customer description. It includes customer name, address, contact details, family member details, interest, etc. This information may be used for keeping the records of the customer for its easy access whenever required. Next comes reminder details. It includes all the schedules for reminders in various scenarios like wake up, medicine, exercise, yoga, doctor appointment, etc. and other features as well. Next comes the product functions. The application is expected to perform the following functions like reminders, music, brain games, photo gallery, video chat, help or queries. Next comes the operating environment. The application will run on the Android and iOS environment. The operating environment for application listed below like rational database, client or server system. The database used will be SQLite. Next comes the user class and characteristic. Users of the system should be able to retrieve all the information, exploring the features in this application. The system shall support two types of users privileges, namely patient doctor as well as the developer. The patient should be able to do the following functions: sign up and log in, calendar, reminders, listen to music, play games, text and video chat, talk to doctor, view appointments. Whereas the doctor should have the following functionalities: schedule an appointment, prescribe medicine, schedule for a visit, add or delete medicine, update customer medical history. On the other hand, the developer will have both patient and doctor functionalities as well as application management functions. Below shows the use case diagram and class diagram of doctor and patient with various functionalities. Next comes the External interface requirements. Firstly, hardware interfaces. The application, as mentioned before, will be an iPhone and Android phone application, and as such will be designed to interface with the hardware present on the iPhone and Android phones. As this is a mobile application, it will be using cellular network or Wi-Fi to connect to the internet, which will allow it to communicate with the database servers. Next comes the software interfaces. The application will be connecting to SQLite database. The operating system the application runs on will be the operating system the Android or iPhone runs on, which comes with the software framework that will be utilized, including common functions expected of a mobile device. The only communication will be between the phone and the server housing the database, which will be sending queries or updates and receiving information back. Next comes the communication interfaces. This will be an iPhone or Android application and will be communicating with a database server, and so will be making use of Android network and HTTPS in order to communicate. The primary forms of communication will be database transactions or requests. The system will need to be able to integrate with the internal system in order for users to log in. Next comes system features. The system maintains the information on the following things. First feature will be brain games. In an era where Alzheimer's and dementia in older adults are increasing, caregivers are researching new solutions to mitigate the crisis. One of these new solutions is the use of mobile devices to stimulate the cognition of older adults and patients suffering from AD. New research has proven that the use of brain memory and problem-solving games on the patients help stimulate the brain and reduce symptoms of AD. The stimulus and response sequence will be like: use the game options to view the games available. The system will display a detailed list of available games. Select the required game and continue playing. The next system feature will be music and memory. Research has been shown by various organizations such as musicandmemory.org that music promotes ordinarily unresponsive dementia patients to be enriched with life and talkative. The system shall gather the interest of the customer and help in finding the music of suitable taste. The stimulus and response sequence will be like: use the memory music option to view the different songs available, so that the system displays a random list of songs. Select the option available and the required song. Listen to the music. The next system feature will be text and video chat. This feature enables the patient text or video chat with the family members or friends, so that the problem of social isolation is drastically reduced. It is often seen that the patient tend to go into a state of mind where they isolate themselves from outside world. Through this feature, they'll stay in touch with their loved ones and the social behavior is developed in them. The stimulus and response sequence for this will be: use the chat option to access this feature. Chat option opens with saved contact list. The patient can select the contact and text or video call option. The desired operation will be performed. The next system feature will be photo gallery. The customers are involved in a session where they are involved in viewing the pictures of their family and friends, some memorable events, and asked to describe about the same. This helps them in reducing social isolation and depression. It comforts the patient. Even if the patient cannot participate verbally, it can still give them pleasure to be involved in reflections on their past. The stimulus and response sequences will be like: use the photos option to access the photo gallery, so that the system opens and displays the photos available. Choose the particular photo. The class diagram of system features with various system features and patient functionalities are listed below. Next comes the functional requirements. First functional requirement will be the rational database system. So the database servers are used to store and manage database that are stored on the server and to provide access for authorized users. A rational database system refers to a database that stores data in a structured format using rows and columns. It is rational because the values within each table are related to each other. This type of server keeps the data in a central location that can be regularly backed up. It allows the users and application to centrally access the data across the network. The next functional requirement will be client-server system. The term client-server refers primarily to an architecture or logical division of responsibilities. The client is the application, also known as the front end, and the server is the DBMS, also known as the backend. It uses the client-server network in the medium through which clients access resources and services from a central computer via either a local area network or wide area network. It basically helps in central management of applications and data. The next functional requirement will be security. One of the basic feature of this application is to be secure from any unnecessary access. It asks the user for password or biometric authentication to access the app. Its features include protect app using password or biometrics, automatic lock after a given time, protect your privacy like SMS, gallery, music, videos, etc. The next functional requirement will be hardware requirements. For the hardware requirements, this SRS specifies the logical characteristic of each interface between the software product and the hardware components. It specifies the hardware requirements like memory restriction, cache size, RAM size, the processor, etc. required for the application to run. It is categorized into minimum hardware requirements and preferred hardware requirements. The minimum hardware requirements will be CPU of 830 MHz, internal capacity of 512 MB, cache of size 128 KB, and RAM of size 128 MB. Whereas the preferred hardware requirements will be CPU of 1 GHz, internal capacity of 1 GB, cache of 512 KB, and RAM of size 256 MB. Next will be non-functional requirements. So the non-functional requirements are listed below. First is performance requirements, which is further classified into user satisfaction, response time, and error handling. Coming to user satisfaction, the application is aimed to be developed to be convenient to use. It is expected to be user-friendly and meet their expectations. Response time. The response for any function or operation is to be good. The delay between the request and response to be optimized to minimal value to provide a good experience of the application. Error handling. Response to users' errors and undesired situations to be taken care to ensure that the application runs without any uncertainty. Software quality attributes. The primary attribute of this application is usability, given the large amount of data will be present on the small screen so that the user feels easy to use the application and option displayed. The application to be optimized so that the app icons do not take up much space or become too close. The next non-functional requirement will be security requirements. The application must be able to link up with the internal system in order for users to properly log in and be identified. This information is also must be kept secure. Next comes the other requirements, which comprises of glossary. This section of the document contains the technical words used in the document with their meanings. The next part of this section will be references. The references of the books, the materials, and the sources for the design of this document. So this was the software specification document for the design of the mobile application for Alzheimer's patients. Thank you.